Here's a question for you. What if he actually pulls this off? What if Brendan Allen actually pulls off the upset and beats Reiner De Ridder this weekend? What if that happens? You know, because like, if you're anything like me, I'm not even thinking that's a possibility. Like, I know Brendan Allen's good. I know he has all the capability in the world to actually, you know, he could win this fight. He's that good. He could win this fight. I should be considering that, but I'm just not even thinking that way. I'm just thinking Reiner De Ridder's on this historic run right now. He's won 4 fights within a year. He's about to get his 5th win. He's about to fight again and then get the Chimaev shot. But it's like, I see a lot of people actually picking Brendan Allen. Like, a lot of people. It's like almost 50-50. And it's kind of crazy because with the way Reiner De Ridder, right, with the way the plot's been going, with the way the story's been written so far, you would think a lot of people are just like, okay, well, Reiner De Ridder's going to win, you know? And a lot of people are expecting him to fight for the championship or, fight for a belt soon, if not next, right? But that's not, I see a lot of people picking Brendan. And so it made me think, like, what would happen to this division? I even asked this question in my prediction video. What would happen if Brendan Allen does actually win this fight? How much would it shake up this timeline? How impactful would it be? You know, in my opinion, it wouldn't be as cool of a story. You know, the Reiner De Ridder story has been pretty cool so far. He's come in, he's done, he's on this great run. He's a previous double champion, and it's been the previous one championship. He's coming over, bringing that championship experience. Had a rough go in his first fight versus Mearshart. You know, since then it's just been kind of like, you know, the Bo Nickel wins that look good. You know, obviously he just beat a legendary all-time great in Robert Whittaker. You know, his story just seems so cool. You know, the matchups with him versus Drakus, him versus Hamza, and what that would look like. All while Brendan Allen is very elite on the ground too. So the same things we're excited to see with the Reiner. I mean, Brendan Allen's very elite on the ground. He's very elite against Hamza. He's very elite against you know, DDP, right? I just think that maybe it's because Brendan Allen, we've seen him lose to Anthony Hernandez. And so Brendan Allen's lost to 2 people in the top 5, right? So Sean Strickland KO'd him, and then Nasruddin beat him. And then just outside the top 5, we know Anthony Hernandez beat him as well. So it's like, he's kind of just like, his story is like, this guy is like, he's just good enough to get inside the top 10 but not beat the top 5 guys. That's kind of his story so far. But how cool would it be if he were to actually beat a top 5 guy, right? What would that do? And so that's what we're here to talk about. First, we're going to look at Brendan Allen's kind of record here real quick. So as you can see, you know, he's got the Marvin Vettori win. So he's coming off of a win. So now if he beats a Reiner De Ridder, that's 2 fights in a row. He would now have beaten a guy inside the top 5, right? Reiner De Ridder. So we saw he lost to the previous 2 to Fluffy and to Nasruddin. So if he would be on a 2-fight win streak. I personally think that that's definitely not enough to get him like any type of conversation for championship talks. I mean, you have a guy in Reiner De Ridder that's on like a 4-fight win streak, and he's not even next in line, right? A guy like Nasruddin, who won, I mean, what, 6 fights in a row? How many fights did Nasruddin win in a row? I think, let me look at his okay, so Nasruddin has here, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row for Nasruddin. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, Brendan Allen coming off being on a 2-fight win streak in the middleweight division right now, which is a pretty like heavy division right now as far as talent's concerned. You still got Fluffy lurking in the background coming back from injury. You still got Drakus that's right there. So I wanted to kind of create a path forward for Mr. Allen if he were to win, right? Because this is a scenario that you know, when I'm seeing all these people that are picking Brendan Allen, I'm like, wait a minute, this is kind of crazy. You know, it's not that he can't win, not that he's not capable. I don't think he's gonna win. I don't think he's You know, like I said it in my prediction video. I think in key moments of fights, he just fumbles the bag. You know, he doesn't know how to close the loop. He doesn't know how to close. He's not a closer like that. Like when it comes to the top tier guys, right? So I don't think he's gonna win this weekend, but there's a chance. There's a chance. So, you know, like I said, he has Marvin Vettori as a win. I do think that he would need at least 2 more to even be in the conversation, right? So let's see how things would shake out. Let's look at the rankings real quick. So we have obviously Chimaev is champ. We have Drakus at number 1 and Nasruddin number 2. So Nasruddin's gonna get the next shot, in my opinion. That should be what happens, right? Nasruddin gets the next shot. So now you have the rest of the top 5. You have Drakus at number 1, right? Sean Strickland at number 3. So he already lost to Sean Strickland. They could potentially do a rematch if he beats Reinier De Ridder. They could potentially run that back because that was a while ago. That's actually pretty interesting because that was a while ago. Here's what I'm thinking, though. I think that because Drakus didn't take the immediate rematch, he's going to need something and need a fight. If Brendan Allen were to win this fight, I think Drakus should fight him next. That would make sense because, right, so let's say Nasruddin fights Chimaev, right? You got Strickland's out here looking for a fight. You got Kyle Barao. Anthony Hernandez is looking for a fight. That wouldn't be a bad move, the Anthony Hernandez versus Sean Strickland. That wouldn't be a bad fight. That'd be an interesting fight, actually. Very interesting fight. That might even make more sense to make next. Right? Because he lost his in the championship fight. So if Anthony Hernandez were to fight Sean Strickland next, that could, I mean, there's talks right now with Sean Strickland saying that he's the only guy that can beat, you know, Hamza and all this stuff. So, you know, let's see you against Anthony Hernandez. You can beat Anthony Hernandez. Then that actually would put him in a good position. You know, if he can build up, you know, Sean Strickland is a big name. You know, if he were to build up, you know, back to Brendan Allen, right? So, Brendan Allen, and I don't want him to fight Fluffy again because he already lost to Fluffy. So, if he were to beat Reiner De Ridder, I think a good fight would be Drakus. I think that would make sense. I don't think Drakus doesn't have anything. I don't hear any rumors of him fighting anybody. So if Brendan Allen beats Reiner, right, fight Drakus next, and if he were to beat Drakus, that'd be 3 in a row, 2 top 5. Then it would make sense. That's a fresh name. That's a fresh name. You know, what's another path? So if he beats Reiner, that's looking like the best path to me, because if he beats Reiner, the chances are he would probably end up at that position at number 4. I mean, he could entertain an Izzy fight, but it's like, I don't know if Izzy wants that right now. I don't know if a path to the championship is what Izzy's looking for. I mean, it could be. I just don't think it is. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say the best path forward for if Brendan Allen were to win would be beat Reiner De Ridder and then fight Drakus. Right? Nasruddin, if he were to lose to, you make Sean Strickland and Fluffy next. And then you have a bunch of fresh new, I mean, that's a bunch of people in line. So even if Reiner De Ridder does win, you know, you have an interesting fight would be Sean Strickland Reiner De Ridder too, or they can just remake the Fluffy fight. But you know, if Reiner wins, I think the Fluffy fight would make sense. If Allen wins, then I think the Drakus fight would make sense. Or if Reiner wins, Drakus would make sense too. There's just so many different like matchups that you can make. I mean, you even have MVP lurking out there in the top 10. So this is all very, very interesting stuff, man. But yes, this is just a quick video on a what if Mr. Brendan Allen were to pull off what I think would be a major shake up to the timeline, right? Everybody, in my opinion, it's just like the way things have been going. It's like I'm just chalking and writing in that Reiner De Ridder. Like, and I understand that Brendan Allen can beat him. I do. But I'm just, based on how things are going, it's just like the writing's on the wall for like a Reiner De Ridder versus a Hamzat, Reiner De Ridder versus a Drakus. That like all sounds so good, you know what I mean? Versus Brendan Allen. It's like Brendan Allen, he would need another win. I mean, I guess this would be a good top 5 win for him, a very good top 5 win for him, and then he could fight like a Drakus, who's the only guy in the top 5 I think that he hasn't fought besides Izzy. So he can fight Drakus. He already lost to Sean Strickland. He already lost to Nasruddin, so he can fight Drakus. Or he can fight, he can fight Drakus, and then if he were to win those two, then that's a fresh matchup for Hamzat. Fresh matchup for Hamzat. So in the Marvin Vettori, Reiner De Ridder, and Drakus. That's the path for Brendan Allen. That's a very rough path. I don't think he's going to make it past this next step, which is Reiner De Ridder, but we shall see. A lot of people think he is, so we shall see. It's your boy, MMA Mechanic. Like, comment, share, subscribe, bell icon, all above. Until next time.